Good day, everyone. Hope your week has gone off to a good start. I'm going to read the first reading for today's Mass Tuesday. It's a reading from the first letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians. Brothers and sisters, the Spirit scrutinizes everything, even the depths of God. Among people, who knows what pertains to the one except his peril that is within? In the same way, no one knows what pertains to God except the Spirit of God. We have not received the spirit of the world, but the Spirit who is from God, so that we may understand the things freely given us by God. And we speak about them not with words taught by human wisdom, but with words taught by the Spirit, describing spiritual realities in spiritual terms. Now the natural person does not accept what pertains to the Spirit of God, for to him it's foolishness. He can't understand it, because it is judged spiritually. The one who is spiritual, however, can judge everything, but is not subject to judgment by anyone. For who has known the mind of the Lord so as to counsel him? But we have the mind of Christ. The word of the Lord. Last week, church celebrated the feast of St. Augustine, August 28th, and he's one of the doctors of the church. His nickname is the Doctor of Grace. There's an interesting story about Augustine. It was after he was baptized and found religion, found God. He and his mom, Monica, St. Monica, were walking in Ostia, which is kind of like a suburb of Rome. It was at that time on the water. And so they're walking. This is 5 days before Monica dies. And all of a sudden, they get into this very deep kind of spiritual conversation. And I want to read to you what Augustine wrote in his book, The Confessions. We were asking one another what it would be like to share the eternal life enjoyed by the saints. In the course of our conversation, the world and all its pleasures lost their attraction for us. So what Augustine and Monica were talking about is really what Paul was talking about in that reading that we just heard. That, there's earthly things and there's spiritual things. And when you get caught up in the spiritual stuff, like Augustine and Monica did, kind of this spiritual kind of ecstasy, everything else doesn't seem so important. And so the question I want to offer you for reflection today is just, how are you nurturing your spiritual side? Prayer, Eucharist, are you coming to church? Are you able to come to church? Are you able to pray from your heart? And then the other question is, your spiritual side, is it spilling over to your earthly side? Can people tell that you're a spiritual person? Can people tell that you are of God? Something to think about.